It's an absolutely great Thursday.
It's beautiful.
Fraud.
Are you taking the over under in this game? What do we feel?
I think it's time for a booty call. Welcome to the Sideline Podcast, a Sideline Media production, hosted by Blake, Jack, and Q. Let's send it to the guys at the table.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Beautiful Thursday.
It's a great day today because we are back for another episode of the Sideline Podcast powered by Anchor.
What episode is it?
7. Wait, no. -1. 6. Got him.
Quick math.
Yeah, got you guys. It's Jack, Blake, and Q here for another episode of the Sideline Podcast. It's episode 6. Yeah, I said it right. 6.
Yeah.
Before we get started today, don't forget to follow us on social media. Our Instagram is at Sideline Media Prod, P-R-O-D. Our Twitter is at Sideline Media PR. And our YouTube is at Sideline Media Productions. And also, we want to take a quick second to honor our close friend, Ryan, who sadly passed away this past weekend. He was one of our biggest fans and supporters of our show, and he was one of our closest friends. So this and all of our future episodes are dedicated to him on everything we do. We love you, Ryan. And today, we're going to be talking about something Ryan loved. We're talking about football.
Absolutely.
Hey.
Absolutely.
And gambling. And gambling. So today we got some more game picks and betting, gambling, and college football and the NFL. So everyone get excited. Like, the energy's high. It's a great Thursday. But last week we did a lot of ranked games. It was a lot happening in college football. We predicted them. We talked about them. So let's get right into it and review those games. And we're going to start with the tragic Oklahoma State at TCU game where TCU wins an overtime game 43-40, where Oklahoma State blows a big lead.
This is definitely was the best week for football. Just watching.
Oh,
yeah, I agree.
by far.
So,
Agreed.
I mean, we had classics. I would call OSU TCU is iffy, but Bama Tennessee will get to that.
Tennessee was
USC Utah classic.
Just OSU, man. That was so annoying. That was like
Very annoying.
that was one of those football games you watch where you just like
You wish you could go out there and tell them to wrap up.
Yeah.
Not even that.
Wrap it
like,
before you tap it. You heard it here first.
Where's my helmet? Like, put me in, Coach.
Absolutely.
Gundy, put me in. I'm about to lay someone out.
Yeah, we couldn't tackle. Quentin Johnson goes off for 252 yards. I mean, that
bad.
play where he was just wide open, was it overtime?
I think so.
Or it was
It was late in the fourth,
yeah.
maybe.
But
I just don't understand because he was the only person doing something on their offense.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we contained Max Duggan until the fourth quarter very well.
Forget the defense. Let's talk about the offense for a second. TCU played in the second half. They played to win.
Yeah.
OSU played to not lose. What in the world?
Casey Dunn.
What in the world was our second half play calling? It looked like last season.
He's upset.
Talk to
okay?
him.
He's
Come on,
upset.
Ole
It
Red.
looked like last season. All we're going to do, first down, run the ball, 2 yards. Second down, run the ball, 2 yards. Third down, oh, yeah, we're going to run the ball again.
Come on, Ole Red.
How many times did we punt? How many times? We had 2
Get 'em.
field goals
Get 'em.
in the second half. The only touchdown we scored in the second half was the one in overtime. It didn't matter.
This has been building since
love it.
Saturday. This has been building since Saturday.
The first episode
Come
of The
on.
Sideline, I said, maybe we get to finally see the Casey Dunn we always wanted to see. Maybe the playbooks open up. Nope, it's not.
It's not, you're right.
Ole Red's fired up. Okay? Listen, I don't care if you fire Casey Dunn or not, but
Something needs to change.
let the players play.
I agree. But
Yeah.
the first half, our play calling was great, I thought.
Yeah. It was perfect.
Yeah.
I thought we played a great first half of football.
No, it's like he said at the start. They were playing to not lose, so they
Yeah.
just kind of they had the little switch. It was flipped to the side of let it fly. Let's go score.
Yeah.
Let's go out the gates. Drop 30 points easy, and then second half they're like,
Just
let's
get
just
stagnant.
let's turn it
think-
off.
Yeah.
I think
turn it
where they kind of got scared was when Sanders threw the pick.
Yeah. Or
And then after that, it went downhill.
when we got the turnover on downs from the punt,
Yeah.
great punt inside the 10-yard line,
Yeah.
and we turned it over and we threw. I didn't know why we were throwing so much. We had 6 minutes left, and we were throwing. I feel like we should have ran. Dominic Richardson was getting through any hole he wanted to.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we just changed.
Speaking of Dominic Richardson,
We threw the game.
I've seen a lot of OSU football games,
Yeah, you have.
and I'm used to seeing really good receivers.
Yeah.
Our leading receiver that game was Dominic Richardson. 3 catches for 79 yards.
Yeah.
That was our leading receiver.
It was a pathetic game, honestly. It was really frustrating.
Some of the guys that have to show up week in and week out, the guys that we think, hey, they're going to be good, they're going to be studs, where were they?
Nowhere.
Yeah, I agree.
They were in Stillwater.
But yeah, it was just a very frustrating game to watch, especially as a fan and a student here at this institution. I feel like we'll pick it up next week. I hope they.
I mean, it's a big week. I mean, because if you look at the Big 12 standings, I think we dropped to. We're pretty low now, aren't we? Aren't we like 3 or 4?
Yeah.
In the Big 12. We're 4. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're 4. We're 2-1 in conference. I mean, and these next games, like these games aren't easy.
No.
They're not easy wins.
I don't think any of them. I guess you could say, well, no. West Virginia beat Baylor, so you can't say that.
Yeah.
Iowa State almost beat Texas. Every game's going to be hard.
But yeah,
And-
it's just
and the-
conference games in general, and then like
The 2 easiest games left, besides this week, the 2 easiest games left are the home games, Iowa State and West Virginia. Everything else is on the road. K-State on the road, Kansas on the road, OU on the road.
Kansas State worries me on the way we couldn't tackle. It was
yeah,
Adrian Martinez, boy.
yeah. So that
Famous words of Q.
So what is my big question after that game? What does it mean for OSU in the Big 12 race? I mean, we kind of just answered that.
You just got to keep winning. You still control your own destiny. It's not like we're out of the Big 12 championship yet. I mean,
absolutely
either K-State or TCU has to lose this week.
And they
Either us or K-State has to lose the next week.
basically the summary is OSU can't lose another game.
Exactly.
It's like last year. They can't lose.
If we do, we're going to need some help big time.
It was like last year because I mean last year they looked like the best team in the Big 12 and then they blow one game and then they just it just ruins everything.
It
'cause
always happens.
It always happens. It happens every year. It's terrible. Where's like the paper bag we can put on our heads when at the games? That's what I need for having one loss.
Just cut out some eye holes and then that's it.
Yeah. So that I mean you can tell.
I don't want to talk about that anymore.
Yeah, you can tell the three of us are frustrated.
I got that off my chest. I'm done.
I mean, hey, get them. Now we got the classic, Bama, Tennessee. What a game!
such a good game.
Tennessee wins the
great game.
thriller in Knoxville, 52 to
Vols.
49.
Rocky Top.
This game was crazy because it was just big play after big play after
Yeah.
big play after big play after big play after big play.
All right.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You get the point.
Hendon Hooker versus Bryce Young I think it was better than expected. I
Yeah.
said last week too. I said I would love to see a high-scoring SEC thriller because I feel like the big-time SEC games in the past
the-
few years are really low-scoring
Yeah.
It's
defensively.
the rare SEC shootout.
Yeah.
The last one was LSU Bama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Jalen Hyatt, 6 catches, 207 yards, and 5 touchdowns.
Aren't Hyatt
crazy.
and Hooker both Virginia Tech transfers? Is that right? Was
No
it Virginia
idea.
Tech?
No idea.
I have no idea.
They
you're
transferred
probably
from
right.
somewhere in the ACC. I know
is,
that.
Is Hooker the favorite? Heisman?
No, it's still CJ Stroud. He's
Oh.
my favorite.
I think it's Hendon.
I agree. Yeah, that game was insane.
Yeah.
I thought too late in the game when Hooker kept throwing picks. I was like, and then Bama scored the defensive touchdown when they got the little scoop and score there at the
Yeah.
and like I was like, this game's over. Bama's defense did something. It's over. And then they kick off and they're up. They're finally winning by 7. Then Hyatt's wide open. I don't know how he kept getting open, but I mean Bama's defense is pathetic, dude. And the penalties, we say it every week.
They had 17.
It's insane. It's insane. And also, what lost Bama the game was early that muffed
yeah.
punt. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
the dumbest. Like, if I was Saban, that reaction that went viral, bro.
It's justified.
Yeah, I would have. That kid wouldn't be on the team, in my opinion. Like, I would be like, get out, bro, because that was the dumbest play I've ever seen someone make.
Hyatt has been at Tennessee since 2019, so no.
Oh, okay. One of their receivers transferred, though, I think. Transferred in.
I mean, that game was crazy.
There was over 1,100 yards of total offense. Tennessee only had the ball for 22 and a half minutes.
It's because
that
they were
game.
just scoring big plays. It's crazy too.
I guess that's the
Bryce
that's the-
Young still looked insane too.
That's how you beat Bama is just big play.
I guess, yeah.
I would say, would you say Hendon Hooker's favorite to go number 1 in the NFL draft?
No,
Who would you say?
I still think it's Stroud or Bryce Young. I think it's gonna be Stroud.
The only thing against Hendon Hooker, he definitely has the best arm between both of them.
I think he just makes stupid mistakes sometimes.
He's also old.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
turning 25 when the draft comes around.
Ha.
So he's older than half.
Dude should be a 4-year vet right now.
Yeah.
There's some things too with Hooker. Like I feel like he tries to force a lot of things when he has another easy check down, but instead he's like, nah, I need that big
Yeah.
play. Give me it. I mean, that works at some point, but they could have lost this game in 10 different ways because he
Yeah,
threw a
of
pick
course, yeah.
and stuff
I
like
agree.
that. So it's just like it's a big risk.
But yeah, that was a classic. Next to the. Oh man. Anyways, for the next game we have USC versus Utah.
Another classic.
Very good game.
Classic.
Came down to the wire.
First half of this game did not look like it was going to
No,
be
it
good.
did not. Caleb Williams had an okay game. Nothing crazy to write home about. The score was 43-42.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little 2-point
Hey,
conversion.
Yeah.
I love the
2-point
call.
conversion.
Love
to
the
win.
call.
Love it.
Listen,
Love it.
can I go back to something real quick?
Of course.
Oh.
Utah did
Reverse.
exactly what OSU should have done in overtime.
Be aggressive.
Went for 2 to win it.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing.
I was sitting there on the couch,
Yeah, you were. Get him.
scored the touchdown, tied it. I'm like, go for 2.
For it.
If you kick this extra point and you get it, we're going to lose because we cannot move the ball.
Yeah.
We got lucky. Didn't TCU have a penalty that helped us out? We got lucky. This is your chance. You got to take that chance. Continue about Utah USC, sorry.
You're good. Very good game. Down to the wire. I love the aggressive play calling from the coaches. We have Jack over here watching the Phillies playoff game. I believe Josh Bell just hit a home run.
Sorry. That's back-to-back.
But yeah, very classic game. The rest of the games on the slate aren't as good or weren't as
Actually, can
electric,
I have
but
one more,
yeah.
2 more little things to add. Well, this was a crazy stat to me. Tight end for Utah, Dalton Kincaid, had
Oh, yeah.
16 catches, 234 yards and a
Yeah.
touchdown.
That
That's
could
like
be me.
that's like
Bryce.
that's like Madden numbers. They're like
That is
6.
Madden
Dude, if
numbers.
you think
And
about
that's
it,
a
like,
tight end.
when was the last time you saw someone in NFL or college get 16 catches?
Dude,
That's crazy.
And
I saw that and
Julio?
it's like
Julio, like 4 years ago.
probably against
probably like
Panthers.
150 of those were yards after catch.
Yeah. They couldn't tackle.
And then my last quick thing about it was is UFC's playoff chances over?
USC.
What happened?
What happened?
I have a couple things on it. I'm sure everyone saw.
We are going to get into some playoff talk in a little bit. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I'm sure everyone saw what Cam Rising said about when Lincoln Riley recruited him to OU. Said he was going to give him a beat down. Cam Rising went 30 for 44, 415 yards, 2 touchdowns, throwing, 60 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns.
Dude, Cam Rising is such a tough name.
And
Just thought I would share my opinion on his name.
here's where USC.
What happened?
Here's what screwed up USC. 0 sacks, 0 quarterback hurries, 1 tackle for loss the whole game.
Sounds like Lincoln Riley.
And Utah went 3 for 3 on 4th down.
Yeah.
You have to get pressure on the quarterback,
Mhm.
especially when you're as good as Cam Rising is.
Cam Rising is so underrated in my opinion. I just feel like it's 'cause I think them losing early in the season really just kind of like dropped them off the map. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everyone was hype on them and then they just disappeared when they lost early. But yeah, that's all about that game. Our next game was Penn State, Michigan. This was a real eye opener in my opinion because Michigan rocked them, 41-17.
Yeah.
The main highlight is, I mean, Michigan's run game is insane.
Blake Corum.
And Donovan
Yeah,
Edwards,
Donovan
too.
Edwards.
Blake
Yeah.
Corum, 28 carries, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Donovan Edwards, 16 carries, 173 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Like, bro, like, what are you supposed to do when you have 2 running backs that can do that?
Stop him.
Oh, hey. I mean, I have a question about Michigan when we talk when we're talking playoffs. So I'm not gonna ask it right now, but Michigan. I mean, Penn State. They're what's the word we like to use a lot on the show?
Fraud.
Yeah, there you go.
They're 0-15 in top 10 matchups.
Yeah, dude, that's just not their thing.
They started out really good too. Second half,
They did.
first half.
They did.
They didn't start out great. They finished the first half great. They scored 2 touchdowns in a minute 44. Took the lead momentarily. Michigan got a field goal before half. Penn State gets a field goal after they come out of the break. Michigan scores 25 unanswered.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was because I remember at halftime I was like, "Wow, Penn State's hanging on the road." I was like, they might actually have a chance. I didn't think they would win, but I was like, this could be a good game. And then
That was an all-time letdown.
Yeah, I don't like Michigan. Not a fan. But, yeah, I mean, that game was – I mean, it was exciting in the first – I wouldn't even say exciting. It was close in the first half because the game itself was not that exciting in my opinion. But then second half, I obviously switched it off. I was
Who
like,
likes watching people run for 400 yards?
if it's not your team, it's
Yeah.
really not that entertaining.
exactly.
Unless they're breaking big runs every play, then it's a little bit interesting. But when you're just
But whenever you're getting 4 to 8 yard gains every time,
yeah, it's kind of like
uh,
whatever. But yeah, okay. The games are getting progressively worse, so I
Yeah.
apologize. But NC State at Syracuse, this game was pretty sloppy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But
Bad.
Syracuse wins 24-9. NC State without Devin Leary is just they're done. Like
yeah,
they were done before, but like it just makes it even worse now. You guys think Syracuse is a ACC threat?
No.
No. You don't think they could do anything? They actually have a really tough schedule.
Yeah, they play Clemson this week.
yeah.
That's a
The
do you
fraud is on the line this week.
Well, do you think there's any chance? I mean, that game, Clemson.
there's always a chance.
Well, Clemson's a
but
13.5 point favorite
I think Syracuse is the next best team behind Clemson,
in the ACC.
and I'm still not sold on Clemson. We'll get to that in the playoff
yeah,
talk.
I love Garrett Schrader, the hometown. Shout out Charlotte. Shout out Charlotte Christian.
Did you know in that NC State Syracuse game, both teams combined for 5 drives in the second half?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was that's what I said. It was a sloppy game. There was another interesting stat that I have to find real quick because it was, what was it? It was something weird. Not something that I don't know. I'll try and
Take your
find
time.
it.
Another
I'll try and find it.
one thing about Schrader, he threw 2 picks, but NC State did absolutely nothing with them. One of them, the drive after, ended in a punt, and then
Yeah,
the
it was
next
a
one,
stat with his picks.
the
It was
next
like-
one, it was just like they took it to the half. I mean, they
Do y'all think this game goes differently if Devin Leary plays?
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
it's I still think Syracuse would have won, but I think it would have been a lot more interesting, and NC State wouldn't have looked as lost as they did. But I mean, at the end of the day, who cares? Now, I mean,
Yeah.
Syracuse Clemson could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I think Syracuse is on the road this week, though.
Yeah, they are.
I think that's
That's
their
not gonna help
that's their
them.
disadvantage. I think that's an early game.
might be.
I think that's the early ABC game this weekend. And then the last game was
Sounds right.
Mississippi State at Kentucky. Kentucky bounces back after their loss to South Carolina. They win 27-17. Mississippi State ran the ball 10 times.
22 yards.
That's it.
That's weird. Who said Kentucky would win?
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Mississippi State was going to win.
Don't fade me.
I don't know how you're going to win when you run the ball 10 times. What do I know?
Okay.
Oklahoma State runs more than that.
One of the 2 touchdowns Mississippi State scored was a pick 6.
My opinion, too, Will
Bad.
Levis doesn't look 100% still.
No, he does not.
Like, he did not look like himself. Obviously, when you're coming back from injury still and you're just not, 100%, I understand. But it was,
Yeah.
clearly visible.
Yeah. So we're gonna go through our picks from last week with this recap. OSU TCU, we all went 0-1. Bama
Tough.
Tennessee, he's 0-2.
Yeah.
We're 1-1. Come on
Go
now.
balls, boy.
USC versus Utah. Do we all have Utah?
I think so.
We all had Utah. Penn State versus Michigan. We all had Michigan. NC State versus Cuse. I had
I had Q's.
Cuse.
I think I had Cuse as well.
Okay. And then Mississippi State, Kentucky. I had Kentucky.
Yeah.
So you went 5-1 and we went 4-2.
Don't fade me.
Hey,
That's
good
not a
week.
bad week
It's a
though.
good week. It's a good week.
For as
If I didn't go to OSU,
tough as some of those games were,
All right, so that's our ranked segment from last weekend, kind of this week. But now let's talk playoff, boys. Let's talk playoff. We touched on a little bit of
huge week for the AP poll.
Yeah, we touched on a little bit of stuff. A lot of SEC talk coming your way in a second. My main, obviously, I'm gonna ask this question first, but is Oklahoma State done? Are they done?
I don't think they're done.
yeah, I don't think they are either.
I mean, they're gonna make a bowl game. I think we will be in
New
the
Year's
Big 12.
6
Yeah, I think we will be in the Big 12
championship.
You
championship.
got an early prediction. Who do you think we'd play in the Big 12 championship right now?
Either
TCU.
TCU
Or
or
rematch?
The winner
TCU.
of TCU K State this week.
Yeah.
They
That's what I
they
was
do
thinking.
play this week, right? Or am I completely tripping?
Could not tell you.
I feel like they
Momentarily
don't.
Momentarily.
Either way, the winner of TCU K State.
Yeah, I agree. Got to beat Texas though. Big week.
Do have to be
Tuck
Texas.
Texas. Here's my little SEC.
They do
points.
play this week.
They do play
Okay.
this week.
Hey,
Main. This is where the SEC talk comes in. Bama basically with that loss, they control their own destiny in the SEC West. I
Yeah.
don't see anyone touching them.
Ole
They-
Miss is still undefeated.
Yeah, that's the only team it's like, but I still think Bama will beat them.
I also don't think this is like a runaway game for Bama either versus Mississippi State.
No, I don't either.
Especially with all their penalties.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
That's the problem. If they didn't have penalties,
this
if they didn't have penalties, they wouldn't have lost last week.
This is definitely a Mike Leach kind of game where he just comes in and just throws everything at Nick Saban and his defense and just throws the ball
They beat him last
over
year.
and over.
Didn't they beat him last year too? I think they did.
Uh,
I think that was
not
Bama's
sure.
loss last year.
No, it was A&M.
It was A&M. They
Yeah.
have the same colors. It's confusing.
I have a question since we're talking SEC. If Georgia beats Tennessee and Bama wins out and they win the SEC, who gets in?
Putting in Bama. If they win the SEC, they're gonna put in Bama.
So just one SEC team in?
No, they'd put Georgia in too. If Georgia's only loss is to Bama, then yeah.
So you're not putting in the team that beat the SEC champ in the regular season?
Didn't you just say if Georgia beats Tennessee?
Yeah,
Why would they put Tennessee in then?
because they have one loss and they beat Bama.
But they lost to Georgia.
SEC bias.
No, no. Dumb question.
I don't think it was that dumb.
No, it's dumb.
SEC bias.
Stupid.
I think they would still put in Tennessee.
I don't.
I think it's a debatable question.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say one way or another. I just think it's a debatable question, and I guess a lot of it depends on how.
They'll probably put all
The
three of
other-
them in at this point.
like,
God.
If UCLA
It's
loses,
all about
then
the Vols, man. All about the Vols. I actually had a question because I've seen a lot of this. People are low key. They're low key writing off Georgia.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that?
they are.
They're kind of like I haven't heard. The only things I've heard about Georgia has been negative in the past like 2-3 weeks, which is weird because I feel like they're still probably the best team.
Who's the best team they've played though?
Missouri.
Well, yeah, technically it's Missouri.
Kent State.
What's the rest of Georgia's schedule looking like?
I mean, they'll have Tennessee, Florida.
Well, they play Florida this week.
They always wax.
I guess
Florida's
South Carolina maybe.
They
Have they
have-
played South Carolina yet?
Florida's
No,
such a
they have a
fraud.
bye. They have a bye this week. Next week it's Florida. Then they have Tennessee. Then they have Mississippi State. Then they have Kentucky.
They already waxed South
and then
Carolina.
they have Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I don't see Georgia losing. I think Georgia Tennessee's gonna be really good, but I think Georgia's defense will actually present a challenge to Tennessee, unlike Bama's defense, because Bama's
Well,
defense sucks.
I think Georgia's a lot more disciplined this year.
Well, yeah. Plus, their defense is just better, straight up, than Bama's.
It's fair.
Like Bama's defense.
Bama's defense was supposed to be insane. Will Anderson was supposed to win the Heisman.
Yeah. I mean, he's insane. It's just he gets doubled every play, and he's the only good player on their defense, in my opinion. The rest of their team is just not. The rest of their defense. is just-
Kool-Aid, man.
Yeah, but I think
Kool-Aid sucks. He holds every play. I could
think
play defense.
I
if
think
played
the
like
AP
him.
poll might stay the same.
This week, yeah.
Doesn't the playoff poll come out in week 9?
Week 9 or 10, yeah.
So 2 or 3 weeks away from that.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's the
All right.
basically it, right?
No,
I have a
had
question.
2 more
Okay.
questions.
Go ahead.
One was about. This is pretty general, but what happens now in the Pac-12 with USC going down?
UCLA. They have to take.
DTR.
Okay, if
They play
USC
them this week.
If
I think
UCLA
UCLA is their last hope.
if UCLA goes undefeated and wins the Pac-12, where are they
The
gonna
world is gonna be on fire.
where are they gonna finish though? Like, are they gonna be like
What?
5 or 6? Like, are they gonna be in?
I think
Are they gonna be like a team that the committee is like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Here,
whoa?
I think 12 through 6 is wide open right now.
Here's the thing about UCLA.
Like with Bama in there?
Yeah.
Do you think Bama could fall to 12?
Yes.
Really? I don't think that.
They lose to Georgia.
To Georgia? No, if they're in the SEC title, they won't drop that far. Because you know what they're gonna do?
Or if they lose the Ole
Think
Miss.
about it. Michigan or Ohio State will be back. Bama's gonna jump them for ratings.
No.
Yes, that's how it works.
It
I'm
won't-
telling
it
you.
won't
That's
happen.
exactly what's gonna happen.
Especially if Ole Miss beats Bama.
I don't think Ole
You-
Miss is gonna be bad.
I feel like UCLA right now is in the same position that Oklahoma State was in before the Big 12 championship last year, where they were right on the edge, and there was some teams ahead of them that some of them have to lose, but like the Clemsons of the world, and maybe even Michigan, for all that matters,
Yeah.
and TCU, simply because they're ahead of them right now,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't help their case.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, everyone hates Clemson. It's so funny.
I hate Clemson.
Yeah. And then my last question was it was about Michigan. It's just saying, like, do you think their run game because I've noticed they rely so much on their run game that, like, J.J. McCarthy has not actually looked that good, but you don't question him because their run game is so good. So, like, can they beat Ohio State just, like, solely with, like, using their
He
run
has
game?
a lot of suspect throws.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're going to beat Ohio State, he has to perform. Like, do you think he's able to perform to the point where they beat Ohio State?
No.
You know what? Never mind. I'm going to talk about that whenever I get to my dark horse.
Okay, well, let's do that right now. Well, and now another segment is Blake's dark horse. It's like the third or fourth week doing it, where he's going to give you his dark horse for. Is it a team? What is it this week? Team or player?
Both.
We got both. Wow, it's exciting.
The both.
Yeah, give me it one more time. And that was your horse noise, presented by Chick-fil-A. Please sponsor us.
Yes.
All right, give it to me.
Will
Get him,
Rogers
get him, get
did
him,
not
get him.
do me any favors last week at all. This week, my player dark horse is Callan Laburn.
Who?
Hell
He's
yeah.
a running back from Marshall. Okay, he's fifth in the country in rushing yards and rushing touchdowns. He has 851 yards, 10 rushing touchdowns in 6 games. The guys ahead of him have played 7 games, by the way.
Yeah.
Blake Karam, just for reference,
Thought that was you.
has 901 yards in 7 games.
Yeah, he does.
And he had 166 last week.
But who has he played?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame is awful, bro. Don't even mention them.
And he's
Fraud.
third in rush yards per game at 141.8. I think he just deserves more credit because he's pretty good.
He is good. He is good.
My dark horse team,
Uh-oh. Oh.
the Illinois Fighting Illini.
Hey-oh.
I like that.
That's a good pick.
Their
Oh,
remaining schedule is Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue, Michigan, and Northwestern. And here's why I wanted to talk about them with Michigan. Illinois is third in the country in rushing defense. They allow 78 yards per game on the ground.
It feels so weird saying Illinois is good at football.
Only 3 rushing touchdowns.
Damn.
So maybe, just maybe. Now, we talked about it last week. Penn State was 5th in rushing defense.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust. They lost to. Who'd they lose to?
Indiana.
Indiana.
Hoosiers. Who's your daddy?
Yeah, sure.
And their running back is a 1,000-yard rusher.
Just sure.
I want to say Chase Brown is the only 1,000-yard rusher in the country right now. He has 1,059, number 1 in the nation. That's your dark horse of the week?
Hell yeah. You know what it's time for?
It's the favorite
Everyone's
segment.
favorite segment. It's Q's Frauds of the Week.
Headphone users, beware.
It's Q's Frauds of the Week. Let's go.
Jesus.
All right, so last week was a little bit of a weird week, and I blame myself. I picked 2 teams on bye.
Idiot. Absolute stupid.
Yeah, so if you don't know how this segment works, I pick 5 teams for Q, and he's going to tell me if they're a fraud or not. His overall record, well, actually, last week's record, he was 2-1 because the 2 teams I picked on bye, we're not going to count because we're going to bring them for this week. So your overall record is 6-8. That's solid. You know,
He's getting close to 500.
That's solid. So I got 5 new teams. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right. So here's the first 2 are repeats from last week, but we're not going to talk about it. Got the Cincinnati Bearcats for you. How do you feel?
Let me see their schedule. Let me see how they're. Blah, blah, blah.
What do you think about the Bearcats?
They're right now that team that's just like
There.
there.
They're ranked.
like 20 to 30 ranking wise,
Yeah.
and they'll get to go like the Alamo Bowl
Yeah.
or something like
the
that.
Citrus Bowl or something.
They'll be like 9-3.
I don't see them losing any of their upcoming games, so I'd say not fraud.
Not fraud. You heard it here first.
What's their record right now? 6-1.
6-1.
They lost to Arkansas.
They have SMU this week, UCF the next week, Navy the next week, East Carolina the next week, Temple the next week, and then their last game is Tulane.
God, they don't play anyone. Tulane
is
ranked. They're ranked.
Yeah, they're ranked 25.
Okay,
Grade
number
wave.
2. I feel like we talk about this team a lot on the show. Oregon. Oregon, the Ducks.
Ducks? Question mark?
Just for the Pac-12 to be interesting, I'm not going to know not fraud.
You know, not fraud?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, they're insane except against good teams, apparently.
They have UCLA this week. Am I right? It's either UCLA or Utah.
I'm pretty sure it's UCLA.
I think it's UCLA as well.
Though I mean, one's ranked 9, one's ranked 10. The winner of that one might control
it's UCLA this week.
The winner of that game controls the Pac-12's only playoff hope.
Yep.
They play Utah on November 19th. That's my birthday. Shout out me. Happy birthday. The next team, this one is pretty obvious because this team's absolutely insane. It's the UNC Tar Heels. They're finally ranked.
Fraud. Fraud, fraud,
I
fraud.
knew that was coming.
Fraud.
The next team.
Fraud.
The next team.
UNC is a fraud.
All right. That's fine. We're two not frauds, one fraud.
Fraud.
Yeah. The next team. We don't really like this
Fraud.
team here. TCU.
Their defense isn't good. Their quarterback's very wishy-washy. You know where I'm going. Toss it up, Blake.
Throw the lob.
Fraud!
We're gonna turn fraud into an ad lib.
Absolutely.
Fraud. We need a fraud button. You know, like the
Yeah.
Staples button? It's like,
Yeah.
that was easy.
Yeah.
Mama,
Fraud.
fraud.
Last team. We talked about both these teams briefly, just about how they're the only other threat. It's Kansas State.
I've already said this.
Yeah, I know, but I brought it back because it's it was a Big 12 team and it's just
Fraud.
fraud.
Same thing.
All right, keeping it. All right, so
Adrian Martinez has no picks.
we're at two not frauds, 3 frauds. That's a lot of frauding this week. A lot of frauding, not frauding.
A lot of frauding going on.
But that was Q's frauds of the week, and we'll be back at it next
I
week,
love
of
you.
course.
Let's go.
Thank you to the fraud community. You know what it's time for now? Superdogs! Getting into the Superdogs. What's my record is actually 2-0 in Superdogs. What is your records? Like, I have no idea. I'm not trying to
I think I'm 0-2.
I'm also 0-2.
damn. All right.
It's not going that
Who
great
wants to
right
lead
now.
us off today?
I'll go.
Let's hear it.
We have the Orange
Hey.
going against Clemson. I have the spread right now is plus 13.5. I think Cuse will cover that. Lock it in. Cuse 13.5 against Clemson.
Book it. What you got, Blake? What you got?
Give me the running Rebels of UNLV plus 25.5 against Notre Dame. Notre Dame lost to Stanford last week,
Notre Dame is so bad.
Notre Dame's undefeated in Nevada.
but they're playing in Notre Dame.
Oh.
Aha.
They're undefeated.
Philly Rob.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Give me the Rebels. Shout out Guy Fieri. We're going to Flavortown.
It's definitely Fieri.
Yeah, it's Fieri.
It's not
It's
Fieri.
whatever, man.
It's not.
Fieri? Fieri.
Dude, they say that on the show. I
No,
swear
they
to God.
don't.
It's
They say
Fieri.
Fieri.
I'll have to ask my mom.
You're gonna have to.
No, you're gonna
Shout
ask
out, Mom,
us.
if you're watching.
You're gonna have to.
But
We're gonna have to cut that out. That was embarrassing.
No, keep it in. Just re-say it right now.
if you know who Guy Fieri is,
There you
go.
go.
we're going to Flavortown.
There you go.
Give me the Rebels.
That would have been good if you got it the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Damn.
Shout out,
Should
Mom.
I even go now? Or should we just end the show here?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
Thank you guys for another
The
week.
laptop slam.
You know what that
means? All right. So my super dog.
That was a neuter dog right there. What was that?
Duke Blue Devils heading to Miami.
No. You're gonna redo your woof.
Ho, ho, ho.
There you go.
The Duke Blue Devils heading to Miami. The spread is +9. The first super dog I picked was actually against Miami, so I'm
Yes,
actually
sir.
running it back because Miami sucks. And I think Duke is flying under the radar in the ACC a little bit. Not that they're like a big fret.
Fret.
Do not fret. They're
Yeah.
not a threat.
Don't. That's what I meant to say.
Hey,
I was,
hey.
I was just lobbing it to my teammate here.
Fraud.
And I love their
Lobster.
quarterback, Riley. Hey.
I'm everywhere today,
I
Oh,
boy.
man.
love their quarterback, Riley Leonard. He's a baller. He's a great runner and thrower. He's actually leading their team in passing and rushing. Fun fact. And
That's kind of a
I think the dual.
shot to their running back room.
I know, but I think his ability to run is really gonna kill the Miami defense because they suck and they're struggling like badly. So Give me Duke +9 over Miami. Shout out Indiana last week for covering against Maryland. That was my Superdog last week. If I'm 2-0, looking to go 3-0. Might as well attack someone you've already attacked before. But yeah, those are the Superdogs. And before that's actually a wrap for college football, which means we're heading to the NFL. But first,
Hey.
I'm gonna send it to Blake, and he's gonna give us our sponsor, Anchor. So Blake, take it away.
Hey. I know you're sitting there thinking to yourself, why don't I start a podcast? If you're thinking that, use Anchor by Spotify. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. Has everything you need all in one place. You can record and edit your podcast straight on your phone or computer. You can distribute that podcast onto platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you want it to go. Has everything you need right in one place. And best part, it's completely free. So go download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Let's go to Jack back on the sideline.
Appreciate it, Blake. And now it's time for the NFL. Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Yeah.
All right, so week 6 happened.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
I have a question.
What is your question?
We'll get into your question in a minute, boy.
Yeah. Let me intro.
Yeah.
We're about to recap NFL Week 6.
Man.
Does your question have to do with Week 6?
Yeah.
You could wait.
You will wait.
I will wait.
Yeah, you will wait.
Good boy.
I asked the questions first. So, all right. So, I'm going to give you my quick little recap, highlight stuff from Week 6. Got a few questions for you two, and we'll get into it. All right. My first one is Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime needs to be abolished. The Commanders
Can we
embarrassed.
start a petition?
Was a
to get
train
rid of
wreck.
that?
I mean, I don't even enjoy watching Thursday night anymore. It's
Not
so
even with bets on it?
No, it's awful because
No.
I don't win them. It's terrible. That's all I want to say about that game because
I agree.
I personally think it was worse than the one the week before.
It was.
That first half was abysmal.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a big spell, abysmal.
ABY
Oh. Can we get like a
SMAL.
Hey Siri, how do you spell
I think that's
abysmal?
ABY SMAL.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Spelling bee champion, boy.
No,
You need spelling. Go to Ole Red.
They didn't have a spelling bee in Fort Cobb.
Yeah,
Don't
they
you-
did.
No, with 2 people?
4.
All right, shut
You,
up.
your grandpa,
Shut
your
up.
mom.
Everyone shut up. I'm trying to do my segment. Gosh. Okay, so
Yeah.
hey.
Hey.
What's up? Big question of the week here for this early game. Are the Jets for real?
God, that was my question.
Yeah, I know all. You can answer the question. Are the Jets for real?
Yeah.
That's all. That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
Defense looks good. Their running game's the
Their
best part of
run
their
game is
offense.
insane.
2-headed monster, Michael Carter, Brees Hall.
Dude, if Zach Wilson finds it too,
He just needs a
Michigan
bomb.
of the NFL.
yeah, get him your mom's best friend. And if you're a Jets fan, just let Zach Wilson have your mom.
Oh,
And Quentin Heiken. Thank you.
Yeah, that too. I mean, this is the other side of that game. What about the Packers? Are their struggles going to continue?
What the hell?
yeah.
Stop.
Why?
You can't do all the questions. You need to go between all of us.
I think Aaron Rodgers is
It is time to panic for
It
the
is time to
Packers.
panic. It is time to panic.
Yes. We're slamming the panic button.
Yes. Okay. You get a question now.
Is
He don't have any questions.
Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes the new Brady and Rodgers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
I have another one. Is it Cooper Rush? Is it
Yeah, he's done. He's done.
3 picks last week?
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
exposed.
Is
That
it
one
Dak
was,
time?
you
But
guys-
do you trust Dak more?
Yeah.
Barely.
I still trust Dak. I mean, because you got to just trust him. They clearly trust him
All
because
right.
they're going to
Now
win.
you go since he had 2. So
You guys want me to
What?
quit?
What's the problem with the Ravens blowing leads?
big blowers. Big blow guys. Big blowjob guys. They love a
Okay.
blowjob. They do love a blowjob.
They do. They do.
Big blow job.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Blow job.
Yeah.
Blow job.
Just keep saying it. Yeah.
Even worse,
so
it was the Giants.
Their offense in the second half is just bad. And Lamar Jackson.
Dude, they're like Oklahoma State. They play passive.
Yeah.
They just stop, bro.
Didn't they
sound like you're about to? Dude, they're like Oklahoma State.
Oh, it's depressing, man. It's depressing.
Didn't they sign Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah, D-Jax. He's him. Him.
I thought you said Deshaun Watson at first. I was like, oh. But yeah, their offense in the second half.
Am I allowed to speak yet or what?
They love blowing, so
Yeah.
they just blow off.
Jack.
No, it's I get my second question.
Okay.
You can wait. Watch your team blow a lead. This is you can answer this. Can the Dolphins make the playoffs after losing 3 straight?
I mean, yeah, they need a quarterback. They need to get healthy. I mean,
Welcome back to
yeah, he is playing this weekend. Sunday night.
Wait, no, Dave.
Sunday night. All right, Jack, you can finally speak.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you guys sure?
We promise.
Is Bailey Zapp the answer? Zappy? Is he the answer for New England?
Get zapped.
Well, actually, it's like a two-parter. It's a two-part. It's a two-part question here.
So you really have.
Well, it's a two-part
15
question.
questions.
It's
Yeah,
a two-part
yeah.
question.
Yeah.
I do. That's
Well, welcome to the Jack line.
it's kind of my show. Look at every other episode. That's what I do.
It's ridiculous.
It's kind of what I ask questions for you guys to answer, but it's a little late to get into like questioning the rules here. So are you like if you're Belichick, are you keeping Mac Jones out as much as
I
possible?
don't know what to do. I can't read Belichick's mind.
No, but
He'll bring in Brian Hoyer.
No, but I'm saying like if Mac Jones isn't 100%, do you just keep him out until he's 100% and just
Yeah.
keep rolling
Yeah.
with the
If it's working with Zap, there's no reason to bring
the Zapatron?
back in.
Browns defense sucks though.
Well, still, he looked insane. Doesn't
He
matter.
did look insane. He had like a 90-something QBR, I think.
Yeah, he was a
He was
beast.
good.
What college did you go to? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Western
Western
Kentucky.
Yeah. I knew it was somebody that was red.
Ole Red.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question?
You got it, buddy.
Okay, all right.
Big host guy.
Can the Giants keep winning?
They can. It's the question if they will.
Well, like, I'm trying to find a better way to word this, so I'll ask another question and come back to it. Are you worried about Brady and the Bucks? Are you hitting the panic button?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hit the
Yes.
panic button. It's right here. Hit it.
I panicked.
Panic button was hit. The panic button was indeed hit. You have a habit of doing that.
I don't know what you're talking
Okay.
about.
This was funny. For some reason,
Was it funny?
The Panthers have a
It was hilarious.
the Panthers have a habit of getting in drama. Recently.
Oh yeah, the Robbie.
So Steve Wilkes in his first game coaching.
you
being the
ride
head
with Steve
coach.
Wilson?
I mean, yeah, I trust him. Why not? So he boots Robbie Anderson from the game in the middle of it, and then trades him the next day
Get out of
See
here,
ya.
boy!
to the Cardinals.
See ya.
And then talking about trading in Carolina, they're taking calls for CMC. So,
They've been taking calls since like.
but what are your what would be your top destinations for him, and what if you're a team, what are you giving up for him?
Buffalo. If I'm Buffalo,
Gabe Davis.
no, they
No,
won't
no,
trade.
no,
It'll be like a second.
It's not fantasy.
It'll
This
be
isn't
like
fantasy.
it'll be like a second, probably a second for next year too. I don't see him giving up a first though.
Yeah,
but
you think 2-2s though is reasonable?
yeah.
What about you?
I would also put like they did for Carson Wentz. If he doesn't play a certain amount of games, they get the pick back. I would put a clause,
That's fair.
but yeah.
I could see them doing something like that, or like giving them like a second, a fourth, and maybe like one of like Moss maybe.
He's gonna somehow end up with the Texans or
Yeah. But like I feel like they would throw in like Zach Moss or someone like
Yeah.
one of their two mid running backs they don't like,
yeah.
and they've been using Singletary a lot.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe they throw in a 2, like a 5, maybe even
Well,
as Zach Moss. or
Trade
something.
deadline is in 2 weeks,
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
or it's actually next week.
Okay, then
It's gotta happen
all
pretty
I've
quick
seen
then.
about CMC stuff is the Bills. So like if there's another team, which team do you think it would be?
I could see another NFC East team like the Dolphins.
That's the AFC. but
Or
same
AFC,
thing,
yeah.
Same thing.
Dolphins, maybe even the 49ers.
I don't think the Dolphins don't really have money.
yeah,
plus-
you have second round picks. You don't have first.
Yeah, but Mostert has been playing well, so I don't think they're going to trade him.
You were telling me you wouldn't want CMC over Mostert.
No, I would, but I don't think the Dolphins are going to trade for him.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to because most running back rooms are filled.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's like kind of hard to.
49ers.
What's the Rams running back room look like?
That's the
yeah,
only other
yeah.
team I've seen is.
But
the
they
Bills
don't have picks.
Really?
They don't have anything.
No.
They're like
They literally went all in
They went Lakers mode.
Yeah.
for that championship.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Shout out the GOAT.
So yeah, and then the Bills Chiefs game, dude, that was a fun game to watch. The Bills they already secured a win, and they finally secured the win in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Finally did it.
I think the Chiefs went wrong.
They went raw?
Wrong.
What'd you say?
Wrong.
They went raw on Josh Allen.
They went raw on his ass, boy.
Yeah.
All right, what you know about going raw?
I'm cutting that out, man. That's getting cut out.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
We don't cut.
We don't cut. We go raw. Raw, uncut footage right here.
Yeah. Highlight that word raw. Bold it. Underline it. Do whatever you need to
I'll
do.
just put raw on the screen.
We do it raw.
Wrap it before you tap it. Yeah, go Blake.
The Bills fumbled their opening drive.
Yes, they did.
The Chiefs went 14 plays, 80 yards,
It's a fumble. Sorry.
and threw a pick in the end zone.
Yeah, that was funny though. It was just like back and forth. It was like pop, 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 pop. But yeah.
It's not a panic button; it's a depression button.
Dang.
You heard it here first.
Can we also talk?
Shout out my boy Ryan.
Dude, can we talk about the Monday night game, bro? Both of those teams look so mid.
Yeah.
Even the Chargers, and I know the Chargers are like hurt still, but they look so mid.
Did you see the stat for the Chargers?
Also, the Broncos aren't mid; they're bad. The Chargers look mid though, and they like everyone's like Chargers, Justin Herbert, good. But like they just
Yeah, it was a very boring game.
Yeah, that game. Herbert had like a stat about how many passes he threw, and he threw like 50-something pass attempts, and he didn't throw a touchdown. It was like the most passing attempts without a touchdown, or something like that.
Justin Herbert as a starter in the regular season and the playoffs, his record is 19-19.
That's crazy.
You know, has a better record.
One of the Chargers' records is like their wins were the same, their losses were the same. They had a tie. Mid.
Are you calling Justin Herbert mid?
No, I'm just saying. You said the game was mid.
No.
Yeah, you thought about it for a second there. I saw
I didn't think about it.
Wow, you heard it here first.
Oh, go
Heard it here first.
go down on it. Double down.
What?
Is he mid?
Go down on Justin
Herbert's
Herbert.
mid. Screw it.
You're gonna screw it.
You heard it first.
He's
Red.
going raw on Justin Herbert.
He's going raw, and he's going down on Justin Herbert. You heard it
Joe
here
Martinez,
first.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, shout out.
He's
Joe.
going to tweet about that tonight.
So yeah, that was basically week 6. I ask it every week now. 1 out of 10. Week 6. Give it to me. 3, 2, 1, go.
Week 6 wasn't that bad.
What would you rate it?
I'd give it a 6.
6. What would you give it?
Like 7.
That's solid. So it's Thursday night, as we all know. Or it's not Thursday night, but it's Thursday, and there's Thursday night football. Hey, football! Now, you see the excitement for Thursday night football.
At least it's not the Broncos.
But it's down because Amazon Prime pays millions of dollars to get Thursday night football, and these games suck. Saints play the Cardinals tonight in Glendale, Arizona. The Cardinals are a 2-point favorite.
Why'd you say Arizona like it's a southern state?
I don't know. Shut up. Goes the desert. The over-under's 44. Cardinals are a 2-point favorite. The main highlight is D-Hop's back, guys. D-Hop is back. DeAndre Hopkins is back. Marquis Brown is out for about 6 weeks. Like, you know the Cardinals, how they just struggle on offense? Like, either in the first half or, like, the whole game. Like they did on Sunday against the Seahawks, the Sea Turkeys. They looked so bad on offense. They couldn't complete a drive. Is D-Hop going to change it? Is he going to change it at all?
He needs to.
I mean, I think it would have changed like a lot more if D-Hop and Marquis Brown were playing, but I feel like it's just like switching it.
The only touchdown the Seahawks.
Out. We got him back though. It doesn't do that much.
The only touchdown the Seahawks scored last week was a fumble in the end zone.
Kenneth Walker definitely scored a touchdown.
Yeah, he definitely.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
right.
on my fantasy team.
I forgot they scored.
Come on,
like,
Ole Red.
Yeah, he's
Whatever.
definitely on my fantasy team. But you know, you got it. Stay hot.
The only other touchdown they scored.
There you go. That's what I'm saying though. They need to. This kind of goes for the Saints as well because the Saints have a habit of being really good in the first half and blowing a lead, or not doing anything and then start playing well really late in the game.
Spit it out, boy.
Yeah, hey.
Hey.
Or they play really poorly, and then at the end they play good. So I think the Saints need to play a complete game. The Cardinals need to play a complete game. So let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Who you guys like in this game? We'll get into it at the end, but just give me an early prediction now.
Give me the Seahawks, you know.
The Seahawks aren't playing tonight, but good try.
Wait.
It's the Saints and Cardinals.
Saints.
Shout out Seattle.
No.
It's not just me that screws up. Nice.
We all screw up. That's just how it is. Because
That's
we
what
do it
happens
raw.
That's what happens when you go in Raw.
Yep. You screw up. But that's Thursday Night Football tonight.
No, give me the Cardinals.
Okay.
Saints have 50 guys out, so.
Yeah, they do actually. Michael Thomas,
that
I think, is
true.
out. Olave, I don't know if he's playing. Yeah.
Mark Ingram, I think.
Who do you like? Kamara's probably not playing because he never plays.
I think James Conner's questionable. Last I saw.
They don't even
but
use him. They play Eno
doesn't
Benjamin
matter.
more. So, who cares?
I think D-Hop helps the Cardinals' offense, and
I like the Cardinals
Arizona
at
gets back in
home.
the win column.
Yeah, I like them at home. That's Thursday Night Football tonight. Tune
Yeah.
in if you have something better to do, then don't tune in because it's probably gonna suck because it's Thursday.
Just watch
Trust me,
baseball.
there's a lot more things better to do than watch Amazon Prime Thursday
Yeah.
Night Football.
But let's talk fantasy. Who wants to talk fantasy? What?
I'm kidding.
What? What? It's fantasy football, man.
Hey, man.
Come on, man. We just talked about it, so I'll get right into it. D-Hop's back. Start him. He's going to be getting a lot of the targets now. I would say start him anyway because it's D-Hop. But so definitely start him. Marquis Brown is out for 6 weeks with a small non-surgical fracture in his foot. Kenneth Walker also in fantasy. I picked him. And Rashad Penny is out for the year now. And he played well in his game against the Cardinals. So I think he could be a fantasy breakout.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he continues. Kenny Pickett's questionable for Week 7 with a concussion. And my main thing is if he is out and you have George Pickens, don't. If Kenny Pickett's out and you have George Pickens, sit him. If he's in, then I think you could start him because for some reason Mitch Trubisky doesn't like George Pickens, and it's kind of weird. But
It's very true.
that's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. I know I'm gonna get a big sigh when I say this, but Tua is set to come back. Tua's set to come back Sunday night. Yep, Tyreek and Waddle. Don't worry about him. I mean, you don't have to worry about him anyway. DeAndre Swift is limited in practice. DeAndre Swift is still limited in practice with the injury. Dan Campbell said he's a day-to-day. We'll see on Sunday. I still don't really know if you want to start him if he's back because he might still be limited or whatever, and they love Jamal Williams. And then this is a big bye week for receivers. You want to know who's not playing this week?
Let's hear it.
Mike
Stephon
Evans.
Diggs,
Oh.
Justin Jefferson,
Oh.
Cooper Kupp,
Oh.
Gabe Davis,
Oh.
AJ Brown.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith.
Get him.
And yeah, there's some big receivers on bye this week. So if you need a receiver to pick up and you haven't picked him up, I picked him up for sure. Alec Pierce on the Colts. He's looking like a stud. I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, Matt Ryan's like, yeah, that's the guy.
Because he's white.
Yeah, yeah. He's starting to look reliable though. Like actually, he scored the game winner against Jacksonville last weekend. He didn't do much before, but that touchdown really helps you out. And also I saw the stat actually the other day. This is a historically low scoring fantasy football season.
It is.
Really?
Yeah,
It's down like 22%
I don't
from
know.
last year.
It was 20-something%
Yeah.
from last year. I don't know the exact number, but it is a historically low. So if your team is sucking and not scoring, it's not just you. We're here for you.
It's everybody.
Here at the sideline.
It's everybody.
We're here for you. We're here for you. Do you have anything to
I don't
add?
give a hell about your fantasy.
All right. He doesn't. Hey, but we're here for you.
All right, but I will tell you what to do to help your fantasy.
There
so
you
for
go.
my waiver wire
yeah,
pickups
give
this
it to
week,
me. Get him.
Number 1 is Rondell Moore.
Yeah,
led,
it
the team,
is. Woo!
led the team in targets last week, and he'll be a solid wide receiver too.
Get him.
Kenyon Drake.
Uh-huh.
J.K.
Dov-
Dobbins had
Dov-
this. We can go right now.
It's raw, uncut.
Kenyon Drake. J.K. Dobbins had to sit the second half last week after re-aggravating his knee. Drake is a flex spot if you need it.
Drizzy?
Michael Gallup Getting back to his old self.
You know horses gallop? Can we talk about that setup, Lob City?
Cowboy.
No.
I would say he would be a wide receiver 3 in your lineup this week if you need him. He's rostered at only 27% of league.
Solid flex play.
Dante Foreman for the Carolina Panthers. If Christian McCaffrey gets traded, solid pickup because they don't have a quarterback. And
P.J. Walker is starting
Get
in
him.
Week 7. Fun fact. P.J. Walker is starting.
And like I said last week, Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky. He scored last week. Told you to pick him up. He's only rostered in 8% of leagues, so pick him up.
Do it!
Please.
Trade targets now. We're going to the trade. If you need a trade, you got to trade. Trade.
Dude, trading this year is so hard, though.
Trade,
because everyone
trade,
sucks.
trade,
It's
trade.
really annoying. I'm trying to talk here. I need you to not do that, Blake.
So for my number 1 target, I have Darrell Henderson. Cam Akers isn't happy, so are the Rams, and they're looking for a new rejuvenated backfield.
Did you see what they're doing with Cam Akers?
I do not know.
They're not playing him until they trade him.
That's tough.
Can I ask why you're talking like this?
Because I'm a fantasy football expert.
Someone get this guy some glasses.
Trade for Ezekiel Elliott.
What? Said no one ever.
He's RB number 5 right now.
He's fat.
We don't fat shame here. I love you, Lizzo. RB number 5. I'm sure you can buy low on him. Dallas Goedert is currently tight end number 3 right now in the league. Can you believe it? Fly Eagles fly. Pick him up.
Fly, Eagles.
Aaron
fly.
Jones.
Uh-huh.
Aaron Jones is the highest scoring player for the Packers this year. Sure, you can buy him low because he's only averaging about 15 points. So do what you can.
He's averaging 50 points.
15, boy. Last one, if he's not rostered, or if he's rostered, you need to pick up Michael Gallup. And that's it for my fantasy football headlines. Thank you.
You got anything, Dad?
I have no fantasy football headlines. I'm 2-4, so don't listen to me.
He's actually lying. He's actually 1-5 because he
Oh,
just
yeah,
he
that's
totally said before the show
That's
that he
right.
was 1-5. So he just
I
lied.
had to make it sound better.
he
man.
just lied to all of you. I caught him too. God.
I will pull up my thing right now.
Okay, I'll pull up.
All right, so now that was fantasy. Yeah, a little fun segment for everyone, and now let's get into some gambling. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm 2-4.
No, you're not. You're lying.
Okay, I'll pull up.
He's 1-5, bro. Okay, so game picks and betting. Who wants to start? Well, actually, pull up the records first. We got to go over last week's picks.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Also, if you want to make money, historically, you should fade me,
And me.
and you'll make money.
But you know who shouldn't? Your boy.
Yeah.
Q was 4-3 last
4-3.
week. Does that? No, it's not his worst week to date.
What's his overall?
His overall record is 14-9.
That's so good.
Hey! That's positive.
Jack and I both went 2-5
Uh-huh.
last week.
Uh-huh.
Jack's overall record, 5 wins, 19 losses. My record is 5 wins, 18 losses, and 1 tie.
Y'all suck, dude.
Hey, if you flip 5 and 19 around, it's actually 19-5. Yeah. Yeah. So that's good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. For the picks
Think
last.
about it, though. Think about
Oh
it. If
my
you flipped your record and you flipped mine, I'd have a better record. So don't fade me. That's basically how we're going this week. I'm feeling hot this week. The energy's high
The
for me.
turnaround.
Yeah.
So for our game picks,
I'm the Cardinals. I'm not a first half team.
shut up.
All right. He's a hater.
All right. Write this down. I need someone else.
That's Blake's job.
Q. I had Commanders.
Yeah. Woo.
Commanders W. Falcons. Did they win?
What is this? What are you doing?
This is
Our game
the
picks. We have to go
the-
through this.
We're
Actual-
doing that after.
Oh, okay.
We do the
Come
betting.
on,
we do our
man.
betting lines first.
Oh, that's fine.
Come on, man.
It's only the third week of us doing it.
That's fine. We don't even. Do we have to go through your betting lines?
Yeah, we do.
And yours?
So the people know who not to pick.
Okay.
We're helping the people out.
All right.
It's gonna be a 7-0 week.
Y'all go
Usually.
first. Y'all go first.
You got it, Blake.
All right.
We'll go down this way.
Spit it out.
The Commanders. Wow. The Commanders do not
Spit or
have.
swallow, Blake. Commanders, yeah.
The Commanders are not going to be very good. Carson Wentz is out for 4 weeks, right? Something like that.
I didn't.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't really know.
Big bounce back week for the Packers.
Is it Heineke time?
Give me Packers -5.5 this week.
This dude's already stealing my picks.
You said last week you'd never bet on the Giants. I'm going to do it twice in a row. Give me Giants +3
Taking my picks again.
versus the Jags. Ravens -6.5 versus the Browns. You got that one?
No.
Okay.
Finally. Freedom.
Seahawks
The Sea Turkeys.
+6.5 against the Chargers. And then
That's actually solid. Who's at home that game? Do you know?
LA.
Oh, that's not even a home game. Never mind.
And then Falcons at the Bengals. I'm taking the over 47.5. Saints at Cardinals. I'm taking the over 44.5. And then
Making Thursday night interesting.
I am. And then the Lions and the Cowboys in Dallas. I'm going to take the under at this one. It's 49.
That's what I did. I like that. All right.
Oh, they're scoring 100 points.
All right.
each.
My turn. So you're definitely gonna want to lock all of these in. Honestly, I'm probably going 7-0 this week. This is the turnaround. This is the comeback.
This is the turnaround time.
You know, we haven't actually. That's just, we haven't had any ups here, but
We're a second half team.
We've had some downs, but when there's downs, there's only one way to go. When you hit rock bottom, there's only one way to go. It's up. So here's my 7 picks of the week. Let's go, baby. The energy's high. So first one, I got Colts at Titans. I'm going over 42.5. That's free. That's free money. Packers at Commanders. Packers -5.5. Giants at Jags. Giants +3.
Good pick.
Yep. Browns at Ravens. I'm actually taking the under 45.5. Lions Cowboys. I'm also taking the under at 49. Falcons Bengals. I'm taking the Falcons +6. The Bears and Patriots, I'm taking the Patriots -7.5. Those are my 7 picks. Like I said, there's only one place to go when you hit rock bottom. It's up. 7-0 week coming from Jonesy. I'm going to send it to Q now. He's going to definitely fade all his picks. He doesn't know what he's doing.
All right.
There you go,
For the best bettor on the show that can't even bet, Prize Picks, you're a bunch of little
Bleep.
beep. For my first pick, I have Jets -1.5 versus the Broncos. For my second pick, I have Packers -5.5 versus the Commanders.
Oh, that's a sweep. That's a
Hey.
sweep. Is that the first
It's a
ever
squad
sweep?
ride.
I have Saints versus
Pause.
Cards +1.5. We going raw this squad ride?
Hey!
Welcome to the sideline where everything is raw and uncut.
All right. For number 3, I have Saints versus Cardinals. Cardinals +1.5. Bengals -6 versus the Falcons.
Roar.
Giants +3 versus the Jags. Browns versus Ravens.
That's another sweep. We have 2 sweeps, sorry.
Browns versus
Squad ride.
Shut the hell up. Browns versus Ravens under 40.
Hey, my boy.
And then Chiefs -3 versus the 49ers. Those are my picks.
And that's our game pick, or that's our betting
That's-
lines. That's our betting lines for the week.
Yeah.
Now we have to go into
Uh-huh.
our game picks for the week.
All right, let's hear what we were last week.
Yep.
All right, so Commanders won. Falcons won, right?
I'm looking up the schedule right now.
Commanders
Okay.
definitely did win. The Falcons definitely did win.
Browns lost, so I'm 2-1. Packers lost, 2-2. Colts win, 3-2. Vikings 4-2. Did Bengals win?
The Bengals
Yes,
did win.
did win.
5-2. Ravens they lost,
Mm-hmm.
5-3. Bucks lost, 5-4. Rams
Mm-hmm.
did they lose?
They won.
6-4. Cardinals they
Lost.
6-5. Bills
Won.
7-5. Cowboys
Lost.
7-6. Chargers 8-6.
8-6.
Same as last week. 8-6.
Another 8-6 week. I like it.
I think y'all went. So if I'm 8-6. Commanders 1-1.
1-2. 1-3. 2-4. Or 2-3. My bad. I don't know. You got it. You got it. I can't read it from that over here.
Blake went 6-8.
Little flip. Flip flop.
That's bad.
Do we have the overall records down?
Yeah.
We do.
I am now 13 and 15.
What is he? He's Are you 8 and 6
He's
both weeks?
He's 16 and 12.
Okay.
Jack
you
went
went
5 and 9.
Oh
It was a
man,
bad week. It was a bad
you
week.
you are 13 and 15. I
Wait,
think.
what are you?
I'm also 13 and 15.
All right, that's solid.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. All right, so this week, let me know when you're
Okay, let's reiterate. I was 8 and 6 last week. 6 and 8, 5 and 9. Our overall records are 16, 12.
16 and 12, 13 and 15, 13 and 15.
Okay, great.
So
All right, now that we got that all under.
I will read the games.
Control.
Let me know when you're ready to
I'm-
write them down.
Yeah, I like that. Let me do Q, Blake. All right, you ready?
All right, so let's start with tonight's game, Thursday Night Football, Saints Cardinals.
Give me the cards.
I'm riding with the Cards at home.
I'm
Uh-huh,
with the Cards. Squad.
All right, first game in Carolina, Bucks Panthers.
Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bucks.
Yep.
I don't like PJ Walker on that against that defense.
There's no way the Bucks lose this game.
Yeah.
This might be on freezing cold takes by Monday. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Then we got another 1:00 game. We got Falcons Bengals. I'm gonna take.
Give me the big. You have to take the Falcons, right?
No, I had him covering.
Oh, okay.
I think that because if you look at the stats, Falcons haven't lost a game by more than like 4 points. I think this year, in their 3 losses. So I'm gonna take the Bengals, but the Falcons cover +6.
So
We're waiting
you-
for. Wait,
yeah.
I have the over in that game. I think there's going to be a lot of scoring.
So who's gonna win?
The Bengals.
There you go.
It's a home game, so
Yeah. Lions Cowboys. Oh, you good?
Yeah.
Lions Cowboys. I'm taking the
Yeah.
Cowgirls at home.
Give me the Cowgirls.
give me Dallas.
Hey, first ever curse word on the show. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Colts Titans.
Sorry, Mom.
I'm gonna take. This is a tough one because the first game they played was so close, like a few weeks ago.
What's the spread
Which
for
game?
this game?
Colts tight.
It's 2.5 Tennessee favored. It's because Tennessee's at home. I think Tennessee's been hot and they had their bye week last week. And I'm gonna continue to roll with them, but the Colts have been looking better. I think another good game between these two because I feel like whenever they play, it's good. So I'm gonna take the Titans at home, but I think it's gonna be a good game.
I agree. Titans.
Just so I'm different, I'm gonna go Colts. You have to have a differentiator.
Yeah. I think this one's a sweep. This next game, Packers Commanders. I think
I
Packers.
think we all picked the Packers.
Yeah,
right,
Wentz
too,
being
so.
out. Heading down to Jacksonville.
Now that being said, if the Packers lose,
We're screwed.
Yeah.
no, their season is done.
Yeah.
Is Aaron Rodgers done?
Aaron Rodgers doesn't look bad.
Yeah, it's not him. He's not no one to throw to, bro.
Yeah.
His receivers just aren't consistent. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Giants, Jags, and Jacksonville.
Give me the Giants.
Yeah, Giants. 6-1 Giants? Question mark. A little sweeperoo. Get the
Ugh.
brooms. These games are always good, and if it's gonna be the same thing, who knows? But Browns, Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
Ravens are at home. I think they can win a home game. I just do
Took
that.
their spread. So
The Ravens are the
gotta-
only
gotta
team
ride
that
with 'em.
knows how to consistently stop Nick Chubb, and Jacoby Brissett I just don't trust. Jets, Broncos. Taking the Jets.
Give me the Jets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets on the road.
Yeah.
Wilson's hurt too, so.
Actually, give me the Broncos.
Brees Hall.
Just trying to be different.
Brees Hall. Jets.
Yeah, I like the run game.
That was the first non-sweep, I think.
no. He
No.
bet the Colts Titans.
Oh yeah.
Texans Raiders in Las Vegas. Sorry. The Raiders are 1-4. Texans have a better record than the Raiders. They're 1-3-1.
Because they're tie.
Yeah, but still better, isn't it? Exactly.
Devontae Adams is gonna play, by the way.
Okay, so what's this
Even
one?
though he has an assault
Raiders
charge.
and
Texans.
give me the Raiders.
Yeah, I like the Raiders.
Yep.
Sea Turkeys and Chargers.
Give me the Chargers.
I
The over under is 51.
I'm taking the Seahawks plus 6.5, but I think they lose by field goal. So give me the Chargers.
They lose
Something's
by-
calling about the Sea Turkeys. Give me Seattle. Why not?
You're taking field goal
Taking Seattle.
with the backup kicker. Okay.
Yeah.
Taking Seattle. Then last game, Chiefs Niners.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah.
I
They're
think
gonna-
it'll be a good game though.
Yeah.
Then the night game, Steelers Dolphins.
Ugh.
Taking the Dolphins.
Yeah, give me the Dolphins.
Tua's back, baby.
Now,
So
if
Trubisky's or not Trubisky.
it's Kenny Pickett.
Kenny
He's-
Pickett's
he was
out?
Officially, no, he was officially named the starter for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but he's hurt.
questionable.
Yeah, he's questionable. It's kind of it's in the air right now.
I guess the Dolphins.
I
man.
can feel it
Now,
coming in the air. No, sorry.
if
It's concussion protocol, and if there's any team that knows about concussions, it's the Dolphins. So you don't know. He could get cleared Saturday, or he could get cleared tomorrow.
if the Steelers win this game somehow against the Dolphins, are
I
you
probably
panicking?
I probably won't be here next week if that happens.
Okay, you heard it here first. Then he
Mhm.
won't be here next week.
Yeah.
Thank God. Well,
No, there's a Monday night game.
did we not just do that?
No, it's the Bear. That's the Sunday night game.
Oh,
The Monday night game is Bears Patriots.
The Bears get zapped.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bears get zapped out on the road. And then your teams on bye this week are the Bills, Rams, Vikings, and Eagles. We already addressed that. That's the big receiver. That's a lot of good receivers on those 4 teams. But yeah, that is our game picks. Slam it. Laptop slam means only one thing. We've reached the end, boys.
Great week though.
We've reached
That was
the-
an amazing
We have
week.
reached the end. Before we dip on out, make sure to check out our other basketball podcast, Full Court Pressed, on Spotify or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. It's also on YouTube. Those are going to be coming out every Monday.
Every
So
Monday.
if you like the NBA and basketball, check those out every Monday. Then
Follow the Insta.
Follow our social media. Our Instagram is at Sideline Media Prod, Prod. Our Twitter, Sideline Media PR.
Links to those in the description.
Yep. Our YouTube is Sideline Media Productions. Once again, this one goes out to our best friend Ryan.
Long
we
live
love
Ryan.
you. LLR for Ryan. We love you. That's Blake. That's Q behind me. I'm Jack.
Hey.
We're Sideline Media Productions. Deuces.
Peace.